in today's video we are going to talk about the tutorials related to the design of the membrane system using the IMS design software. So already on my channel I have made a lot of videos that talks about the installation, the working, and also the way how we can play with the interface of the IMS design software. So in today's video we are going to solve a simple tutorial. So in this tutorial we are going to design and evaluate a seawater RO desalination plant using the IMS Hydra Nortex software. So for this tutorial we have to basically design a RO plant with a capacity of 100 meter cube of fresh water per hour, and this software allows us to customize the design parameter and the operating conditions we want to meet the desired requirement. So after putting all the parameters we will just follow the tutorial, or you can say the case study or the research paper. So we have to design the the RO membrane system into two stages or two passes, and then this is going to be energy efficient, and the water cost is around 10.66 kilowatt per meter cube, kilowatt hour per meter cube, and the other cost is 2.48 USD per meter cube. So if you see through the paper, there is a lot of literature reviews. So our main aim is to design a large scale seawater RO desalination plant using commercial software, which is the IMS design software, with the other software that I used to design and model the membrane. So the capacity is 100 meter cube per hour, and this software is compatible with various Microsoft operating system like Windows XP, S3, Windows 7, Windows 8. The capacity is 100 meters cube per hour, which is equivalent to 2400 meters cube per day, and this is going to approximately meet the demand of 6400 people or residents. And these are the characteristics of my raw water. So now we will go to the IMS design software. So I have already written the name project 2 and calculated by temperature, and here I have chosen sea well and conventional, and there are some settings that you already saw in my previous tutorial. So you have to choose here. These are the settings that needs to be done, and also if you want to reset you can reset. And now I would save, and then again you can do some more settings here. For example, if you want to change here, so usually I choose custom, and then here in flow diagram setup you can choose max 4. Now I would say save. Now these are the values that I have already entered. So pH is 7.8, and TDS, this is based on the inputs that we make, like about how many ions or cations. So TDS is the total sum of ions or cations. So here the osmotic pressure bar is 25.7. For example, if it doesn't show, you can change the unit, so it shows in PSI or bars. And then calcium is 400. So all the value you can directly copy from here, Control C. Suppose if it is 0, so you have to change here, Control V, so click type. And usually for pasting you have to choose paste, not, it doesn't work with the Control C or Control V. And similarly if it is suppose 1000 or 100, so you will see this is the warning you get. So we are just feeding the value which is here. So this is 1090. So now this warning has gone. So all the values which are here we will directly just copy and paste. So already I have entered the values. Now this is very important to check. So this value is 33810, and if you see here this is 38010, so which is almost similar to the one which is mentioned in the case study. Now these values CO3, CO2 and NH3 and conductivity by default they cannot be changed. Suppose you want to add custom ion, so you can add custom ion from here. Suppose these values are mentioned, for example this also. So here is bromide, iodide, sulfide. So let us check if there is a bromide, so we would add, or we can just remove these values. For example, I want to remove, so I would remove. And also there are some multiple ions, so we have some values we can directly import, so we can import. I don't have, so I will just remove, or you can just choose and remove. Yes, so this warning will go from here. Now after entering all the values, if we don't have any kind of warning, so we can directly jump to the design window. So now here, now if you see here, these are the feed water characteristics. So the feed water is 7.2, so already I have mentioned 7.2 here. And now for the design of the seawater our plant, so and the flow rate is 100 meter cube per hour. And since they have taken two stages, so in the design there are 3 analytical trains. Each one of them has an operating capacity of 50 meters cube per hour. So during the normal operation, 2 trains are operated to produce 100 meter cube. So we have taken 2 stages. And also we need to precise how many vessels, how many elements we are going to use. So we are strictly following or adhering to the design that they have taken in the case study. Now this is the overall, I mean the layout of the RO desalination plant. Before this they have done coagulation, flocculation, then they have passed the water through the media filtration, okay, or filtration bed, and then they have taken to the RO, and then this is the post treatment, and this is my fresh permeate, which is the treated water. Now depending on various factors, multi stages or multi phases, so what are we going to choose, which element we are going to choose? So most commercial RO membranes can reject up to 99% of dissolved salt, but the boron removal rates are much lower and highly vary from 73 to 90%. So here the researcher is interested to remove the boron from the water, and which is directly dependent on contingent, or you can say contingent of the pH or temperature of the feed water. Okay. Now, as per the US EPA, the concentration of boron in the drinking water is 0.5 ppm to 1 ppm. Okay. However, for the safety of end users, the seawater RO desalination plant is designed to achieve produced water with boron content that is less than 1 ppm. Okay. Now, this is my design window where I need to add the basic. So when I choose basic, okay, I would choose basic, and it says to enable split partial or partial pass through, please reduce the pass to permeate flow. Okay. Now here, if you see in the design part, we have pass through has the pH of 7. Now it says reduce the flow, sorry, permeate recovery, if it's 50 and then it is 75, and this is permeate flow is meters cube per hour. So they have taken here 70 and 52.5, and the flow they have taken in meter cube per hour, so it is divided between the two stages. And then the average flux, which is equal to, so these three values are input variables and these two are the dependent, or you can say the output variables. So whatever we enter here, the values down is contingent on these values that we enter. Okay. Now here the solution concentration is 98, which will be used for post treatment, so already enter. And then we have the membrane, they have not taken 0, and the flux decline is 711, so this is already entered. Now for the element type, we will choose here, and if suppose they don't show all, you can click on show all. So we have chosen SW5 max. Okay. Now this SW5 max is the common sizes is 4 into 40 by inch and 8 into 40 by inch for the seawater and the brackish water RO plants. And the elements differ in nominal production, like membrane water flux or permeate flow, required feed pressure and salt rejection. Every element that we chose has their specific properties, or you can say the test conditions. These are the test conditions: the permeate recovery, the permeate flow, and the salt rejections. Okay, so here they have chosen SW5 max membrane elements to achieve high salt rejection, whereas ESB-AB max type, that is the brackish low water pressure boron removal, is selected for pass through to guarantee its permeate boron content less than 1 ppm. And in one RO membrane vessel might contain up to 8 elements in series. And there is a consensus that RO desalination plant with seawater feed is operated low water recovery to prevent membrane scaling caused by sparingly soluble salts that is in the raw water or the feed water, calcium sulfate and calcium phosphate. So with 6 elements are selected for the seawater RO desalination plant. Now if you see the design part, so they have chosen SW5 max and already chosen. So let's say okay, and for this one they have chosen ESP-AB max, which is here. This is stage 1, and here this is 6 and 12. Now it says calculate the average flux based on the selected membrane. So the flux here is 12.9, and here it is also 12.9. Now going further, we will calculate the pass 1 and pass 2 recovery rate, and these are the design parameters and the operating condition of the membrane. So it's 6 vessels is 22, 12, water recovery 57. So these are feed pressure, reject flow, average flux. Okay. Now the permeate flow pass 2 is 52.5, which is already mentioned there, and these are written in words. With these design parameters, operating conditions, pass 1 obtains permeate meeting current for fresh water used for sanitation, and the electrical conductivity is 210 and 451 microsiemens per centimeter, and the boron content of pass 1 permeate is 1.5. From pass 2, it's like TDS is 5.5 and electrical conductivity is drastically reduced and boron concentration is 0.9. Now we would run and see and match with the values. Now after running, for seeing the results, usually uh, either you can check here also. So this one would show you the, if you click here, so this one will show you for the pass 1, pass 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7, 8, 9, 11. This is my treated water. So TDS here is around 5.49. And boron is 0.9 here, so which is almost similar, and this is almost similar to the one that is mentioned. And the pH and e-conductivity is 10.6. Yeah, this one. Okay, so all the values are almost similar. Okay, and pass 1 and pass 2 has pressure 47.6 and 5.2 bar. Okay, 47.6 and 5.2 bar. Okay, so this is almost analogous to the one that is mentioned, and also TDS has drastically reduced. Nitrate is almost zero, boron is almost very low. Now, and this is also mentioned in the form of a tabular format. So when you prepare the report, you can prepare the report like this. And the conclusion, it says that the study IMS design software is used to design and evaluate a seawater with this flow rate, and this is the pass 1 and pass 2 average water flux that the membrane that we choose. With these parameters, the seawater, if we run and go ahead, for example, if you want to print, you can print. Okay, and we want to save these, so you can even save these. Okay, now there is one way more to see your results, so print. Okay, so this is also one way to see your results. You can tutorial 2. Okay, then you can save. So it will directly take you to the PDF format of the page. So here you can see the concentrate, the permeate. Okay, so permeate is almost all the ions are 0 here, and then TDS and pH. So this is very efficient way of treating the seawater that was mentioned in the case study. Okay, and this is the flow diagram here at the down. And then simultaneously we want to jump to the calculation window also. So here you can see the pump efficiency, the motor efficiency. In our later course of video, we'll talk briefly, or you can say broadly talk about these things: power requirement, the chemical requirement, what chemicals we can use. Okay, and simultaneously we can change these dosing feeds and cost. You see the cost is around in SAR. You can choose and customize in whatever currency you want. So this was all about the case tutorial 2. Okay, so I hope you would understand now the the IMS design software in a much better way.